Hi, my name is Tomasz Skiba and I will be presenting Neo4J NoSQL Graph Database. Neo4J is built of nodes, which are records, and relationships, which organize nodes. Nodes have properties, and relationships also have properties. Traversal is the way to navigate the graph. It identifies the paths of relationships in between the nodes. Common traversals are organized into indexes for fast lookup. What are the uses of a Neo4j in a real world? It fits some particular scenarios where uh, where there are huge amounts of transactional data, heavy connected data. Some examples: social networking, uh, uh, transportation, mapping, IT networking. Graph database is great in very quickly figuring out the shortest route in between the records. So fast querying, it scales horizontally very well. So great for cloud deployments. It is claimed by the Neo4j designers that the database can easily scale to 32 billion nodes and 32 billion relationships and 64 billion properties. Well, this sounds like a huge number. So flexible data structure. It comes with a high availability, so it can be deployed across different data centers if needed, a closed-gate probe. It has a master-slave replication. It supports ACID transactions, read scaling. So all of those features make it production ready. That's why it is used by some major vendors right now on some projects used by Cisco. It also have online backups, so you can make such on a backup. You can have this database ready for use for any sort of reporting and so on in a different part of the world, yeah, if you like. So just to compare with the relational databases, so in here on the left we have a typical scenario of the relational database where we have this a middle column that basically is there just to connect the data across the database. So having the structure like this in mind, if you strip it out, you basically obtain a graph. So so in some cases that's exactly what you need. One of the challenges of the graph database is transferring migration of the data into it from legacy systems. Because of the graph layout, this is a challenge. So Neo4j is a graph database. It's not NoSQL database, not only SQL. So it is other three types are document based, column family, and then key value schema-less databases. I would like to proceed to how to develop with Neo4j tools. So Neo4j, 4J stands for 4 JVM developers. So it was developed by Java developers for Java developers. but not necessarily. It has a support for other platforms as well. So two ways to develop. You either install a standalone server and then expose your database as a REST API, or you embed the core API into your projects. Cypher is a graph query language. It's similar to SQL. It was a great consideration for designers of Cypher to make it somewhat similar. But it's still different. Different in syntax, and then easier considering some functionalities of SQL. So grouping and joins are definitely easier on graph databases. Matching, you just make it simpler, and because of the layout of the graph database, so it just comes easier. So just to give you a glimpse of what the cipher is, that will be the query to retrieve friends and friends of the friends of the friends, and it just shows in a table, and I will show you later. Neo4j in the cloud is available as add-on on Heroku, so you can use Toolbait, Heroku Toolbait, one command line to launch it to your application. Amazon AWS comes with a CloudFormation template that is available for Neo4j. It has all the artifacts or any resources needed to stand up Neo4j server. So Neo4j does have broad support across different frameworks. Ruby on Rails, if you want to embed it in your project, the same scenario. You embed the neo4j.rb, and then basically you have all of those classes and functions there. .NET, Python, Node.js, Scala, Play, some others. So what is my project? I created small social network of 7 friends, 7 nodes. Each node has a two properties, name and age, and then nodes are organized by relationships of 3 types: knows, loves, and hates. And I will run my code right now. Run as Java application. Okay, and run. So what my code does is, first it creates a graph. Second, it generates 2 reports. First report is to show for each friend, show friend network and show the depth of the network. And the second report is to show all the relationships in the network between the friends. So right now I would like to show you the data in the Neo4j app admin console that comes with the Neo4j server. And literally installing the Neo4j server, it was 5 minutes on Windows. It's not that much different on Linux. I just use it on Windows because I had the Eclipse already installed here. So I just started the console. Start the server, I'm sorry. And it can be invoked by localhost 7474 or admin. So as you see, I have 7 nodes. I just created it. I would like to browse my data right now. So here is the window where you would enter the cipher queries. At this point, I would like to just call my first node. So it is Tom, he's 34. And then I'm going to the graphical display of the data right now. And I will actually see my data right now. So I can click around As you see, my data unfolds. Okay, so this was here, and this was here, this was here, and this was here, this was here. Okay, so as you can see in here, it is what I have intended to do. The one drawback here is from some reason they don't have a option like over mouse to show the properties of the nodes, but I think that would be a nice feature to have. I was kind of missing it. So so now I would like to show you my code. So I'm establishing the connection. I am creating the three relationships: knows, loves, and hates. I'm creating the nodes. I am setting the properties. I am creating the relationships. So first node, create a relationship to the second node of type knows. For my first report, I am using the function to traverse the data, and this allows me to figure out the depth of each friend relation to the individual. So I can just do length and I will obtain this value, and that's the result. My second report is I am looping through all the relationships, and then I'm listing them, and then I'm showing left node, start node, and then end node of this relationship. And here is the result. So Tom knows Sarah, Emil loves Lisa. Also, in your embedded project, if you choose so, you can also use Cypher directly. In here, for my own convenience, I just at the beginning of the script, I always clean the database to make it easy on me, since I run it many times. So now I would just like to very quickly show you the Cypher query. So Control Enter, and basically it shows a friend and a friend of his friend. So now I can drill down. You can go to each node. I can see its properties. In here from the console, I can remove the records. I can add the property. I can add the records. And very quickly, also, I would like to show you the REST API. So it comes with the RESTful API. So so to create a node, what I would do, I would send a post, and then that will be the URL. So I have already the setup in here. I use the SOAP client, but as you can easily imagine, this could be called from any application developed in any language. So in here I will create the node in here. Hopefully this will load. Okay, so db data node, and I am running the script, and what will happen? It created the node number 7. Okay, so if I go to my script 7, okay, so it has its own URL, and the node 7 was created. And then now I would like to add some properties to this node, and I have another test set up in here on my client. And then what I would do here, I will actually have to change that URL to 7. Okay, so 7, and then I'm sending a put request. I would like to basically add the properties to this node. So I'm creating a name, Robert, age 18. Okay, so if I run it, hopefully this will work. Okay, I think it worked. I would like to refresh, and there we go. Name, Robert, age 18. So it was that simple. Neo4J, NoSQL database. Thank you very much.